you're upset, and then you are giving piss poor performance on whatever it is that you're doing because you're trying to be nice. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, I am Toria Jermaine, and I am here with you today to talk about my self care routines and the things and practices that keep me grounded. I truly believe that self care is essential for every woman, especially as she accumulates more roles and responsibilities. If she's a wife, if she's a mother, if she's a caretaker of anyone in any sort of way outside of herself, self care is essential for her to continue to feel grounded within who she is, feel self confident, and continue to go out into the world and to tend to those responsibilities and roles with full esteem. From this video, you'll learn a little bit about me and the self care routines that I have created and ways in which you can create your own self care routine so that you can feel great and amazing and have a delicious, luscious life. Let's get into it. Self care routine or practice that I have is working out to clear my mind. I believe that exercise is a form of self care, not only because of the scientific aspects such as serotonin and decreasing cortisol and making sure that everything is level and that you feel good. I also believe that it allows you to look your physical best. We know that our beauty is our power. And so when we go into the world feeling good about ourselves, that confidence is shown throughout. Now, as far as statistics states, studies show that just 30 minutes of exercise can reduce stress hormones like cortisol and increase serotonin. And that is paramount. That is one of the most important things that you want when you go out into the world and you're holding these roles and responsibilities. You do not need more stress. And so if you do have stress, you want to get rid of it in a healthy and loving way for your body. Now, I have learned through trial and tribulation the best ways for my own personal self, my body, and what it loves to do. And when I say in a loving way, I mean in a way that is beneficial for it right now. After having children, I would try to run, I would try to do heavy hit weight training kind of workouts, and that is not the way in which my body was able to receive love. My cortisol was already too high, and doing those kind of activities was not, it just did not help. And so, in a loving way, now what I do is I go on walks. I have a weighted vest and I go on walks. I get about 8,000 or more steps a day. And then I also do hot Pilates and hot yoga, which I absolutely love because it is working in a way that is allowing my body to release the weight, to feel safe because the cortisol is down, and to release the things that are no longer serving it. Now, something that you can do when it comes to making workouts enjoyable or finding a workout that is loving to your own body is to literally dive into that aspect of play. And I've spoken about this before when we talk about sensuality and filling those mental cups, the physical, those sensual cups, excuse me. When we feel those sensual bodies, we're able to have a full cup that is overflowing into the world, into those that we love. We're showing up as our best selves, not only for us, but also for them. One thing I absolutely love is having a set routine for beautification and for maintenance tasks. Now, what does this look like? This looks like doing your makeup. That is a daily task, but also your hair, your nails, waxes, things like that. Getting into a habit and a routine of making sure that you always look and feel your best. And this also goes into that physical body as well. One of the ways that I have learned to schedule my tasks, my maintenance routines, is I'll either call them on the phone or I will schedule it online. I personally love to schedule it online because then I'm able to visually see what is available. But if you have no idea who to even go to, one of the things that I did was I researched on Google as well as Yelp and look for the names of specific people. Now, as a Black woman, I had to go ahead and look and see what people had to say. And usually they say, as a Black woman, it's hard to find a waxer or whatever it may be, but this person, and they usually put the person's name, is a wonderful waxer, and I've been with my waxer for the last 8 years. Love her. Nail artist, it literally came into a matter of play and making sure that I not only love the experience, but I also love my nails after getting them done. So it was just playing and looking and researching, okay, who does what, looking at the nails that they have done, either on Google or on Facebook and things like that. But just play with it and see what works best for you. Small daily tasks that I like to do. Now, we know I love to do my makeup. So, makeup is one of the things that I find to be a creative outlet for myself that I'm able to engage in frequently. I can do it multiple times a day, but I usually choose to do it one time a day at most. Now, if I want to play with a different look, I'll play with it in the evening to allow myself not to have to go outside, but I can clean it off as soon as I'm ready to go to bed. But I don't have to go outside with this new experimental makeup, right? And so, with that, the importance of skincare, because you want to be able to put makeup on a clean slate, a nice clean slate that has been well tended to and taken care of. Because if we do not take care of our skin, our makeup will not lay the way in which we want it to. It can cake up, our skin can get dry, flaky, all these things. Now, I do want to add that just because your skin is dry and flaky or it's creating an issue with your makeup does not mean that there's an issue with your skincare routine. There may be an issue with your makeup and you needing a different type of makeup. There are such things as mattifying makeup and hydrating makeup, and it really depends on you and your skin type. Now, these routines make me feel well put together and feminine in a way that I don't think I can really put into words. But as a woman, if you've ever noticed how you are treated when you do dress up versus when you don't, it is completely different. You get to see other people admire you and also the jealous aspect as well. But when you feel put together, you also feel your thoughts and your actions coming together and aligning in the way in which it will lead you to your desires. And that is one of the most important things for me, is that I am always in alignment with what I desire. And that allows me to be able to do this habitually. Like, this is what I need to do, this is what I want to do, and therefore I'm going to continue to do it. Feminine women lead with their beauty, and before anyone speaks to you or anything, they will see how you are put together or not. So I definitely do suggest getting a little put together. Play with that. See how it feels. Play with the different ways in which you can be put together, because there are different aesthetics to even that. 3, my favorite, my personal favorite, is waking up for intentional personal time. I believe that it's important to start your day with intentionality. And to do that, for me personally, I have to get up before anyone else gets up. I have to get up before I say good morning to anyone, before anyone asks me for breakfast, before anything like that. I have to get up in the morning and meditate and read and journal and even work out, so that I can get this mental picture of what I desire my day to be, to become a reality. Now, I do believe in the routine of setting your day the day before, the night before, right? So I'll set my day the night before, but to actually bring that into reality, me waking up in the morning, early in the morning, before anyone else, that is how I make that happen. I get up at 4 a.m. most days. Some days I need a little bit more rest because I'm finding it to be important to rest with the weight release, but that's a whole nother story, right? So I get up at 4 a.m. and I go to the bathroom. I weigh myself. I, use the restroom, all those things. I get dressed for working out, and then I go down and I journal. I journal about 3 pages, the morning pages, if you've ever done the artist way. And I journal, and then I go and read, and it's like a one-a-day book that I do read, and I'm going to start another one because I finished the other one the other day. Once I'm done with that, it is time for me to pack up, make sure I have water, my Pilates yoga mat, and I'm headed off to hot yoga or Pilates. After that, I make breakfast, and that's when everyone's starting to get up. I go and shower while breakfast is cooking, and the day is getting started. My son, he'll go to school or whatnot, and me and my daughter will do homeschool or ballet, tap, whatever the day is calling for that particular day. And Me being able to be intentional on brain dumping in my journal, getting all of those thoughts out, as well as reading something inspirational, really sets me up in a way that allows me to feel good about myself and feel accomplished as soon as I start the day. So, a few tips to become a morning person is to get up. As soon as your alarm or whatever it is goes off, get up every day if you can. And that sets a tone for your body to know it's time to go to bed when it's later in the evening. Now, although I may get up at 4 o'clock a.m. almost every day, I do not take naps. If I take a nap, then it's hard for me to go to sleep. And if it's hard for me to go to sleep, it's hard for me to get up at 4. So I do not take naps. But if that's something that you need to do, go ahead and do it. Get your rest. Rest is very important, especially if you do have goals, physical or other, that you want to achieve. But one of the tips that I do have is to get up in the morning. As soon as that alarm goes off, get out of the bed, put your feet on the ground, drink some water. But as soon as you're no longer laying horizontal, you are beginning to wake up. You are not in the phase of, I can just turn over and go back to sleep. That's me. If I'm still laying down, I'm going to be like, let's prolong this dream. I was still handling something in the dream realm, right? So get up, drink some water, and that will help to wake not only your mind up, but also your body. Like, okay, we've had water, we're ready to go. Let's get something done. Another thing that I have heard is to just get on your phone. Get on your phone, do something that your mind finds to be stimulating, something that is just stimulating to you, that is something fun that you like to do, even if it may not be productive, it's still going to get you up. Get in the habit of getting up. That's really it, is to get in the habit of getting up so that you can continue with that habit and make it fun. Number 4, creating a nourishing home. Now, today is the first day of spring, and you'll probably be seeing this afterwards, but I have been spring cleaning, okay? And in that, I'm creating a nourishing home. I'm creating the vibe and the aesthetic that I want to have within my home for the springtime. Now, if you've ever heard, clutter can create clutter within the mind, and it becomes a loop, because literally what is in your mind becomes your external environment. So if you have clutter everywhere around your house, that means that your mind is cluttered. And if you have your mind cluttered, you are creating more clutter within your home. So to start to extinguish that loop, or to unbind from that loop, is to begin to start decluttering your house with intention of, does this thing have a place? Does it have a home outside of it being in your home, of course, but where does it go? Where does this thing sleep or live? You know what I mean? Once I'm done with it, where I'm going to put it, and making sure that you do put it back when you are done. Now, if you do live with others, the thing is, you're going to have to be very intentional with you committing to this, making it very serious that you are putting things back, so that when they see you doing it, they want to do it as well. Now, one thing that I do like to do, especially in the evening, is create a vibe. When everybody is home from school and work and all the things, I like to create a vibe. I do not like overlight heading, so I don't use it. I use like the ambient lighting. I like to use candles, incense, things like that. And that creates a nourishing home for me, something that my children will always remember of. Oh, mom always had X, Y, and Z. And so in that, you can also go into seasonal decorations, such as having certain pillows for certain seasons, certain pictures for certain seasons, certain curtains for certain seasons. So it really depends on you and what you want to exude into your life and into your home. Now, what does this have to do with self-care? Self-care is literally taking care of yourself and the place in which you live. Home is one of the places that I spend majority of my time in. So if I'm home, I want to feel as though I am home. You know what I mean? I want to feel cozy. I want to feel good. I want to feel invited into my own space rather than being repelled because there's so many toys everywhere, or because there's so much clutter here, or there's nowhere to sit. You know what I mean? So you want to create that environment where you feel like your house is your hug. It is your oasis, and therefore it is the oasis for your children, for your husband, for everyone that you do have within your home. One of the things that I truly believe in is having a home that feels good and one that your children want to be in. So allowing yourself to release the things that no longer serve you, such as the clutter, the broken toys, or whatever it may be, regardless of how sentimental it is, of letting go of what is not serving you and going forth with what does, which is a nourishing, beautiful, and delightful home. Number 5, building strong boundaries and the power of no. Protecting your time and energy is so crucial when it comes to having a delicious, sensual life that you absolutely love. A lot of times we'll say yes to things and then we will complain about the situation we're in, not realizing that we weren't even paying attention to what we were being asked to do or the full scope of things. We were just seeing how it will benefit us rather than what is it taking away from. Because regardless, we all have 24 hours. However, we do not all have the same resources such as nannies and all these kind of things, right? So we want to be able to spend our time wisely in a way in which is beneficial for us and for our families and then for our communities. Everything has a divine order, right? And so, one of the books that I was reading, The Care and Feeding of Husbands, is she was saying to not overburden yourself or put too many tasks on your plate where you cannot uphold your roles and responsibilities and obligations that come with it, especially as a wife. And so, if you are constantly bogged down, you're constantly tired, you're constantly just exhausted, you probably have too much on your plate and it's time to let go of something. You have to take care of yourself first, take care of your home and those within it second, and then you can think about your community third and sometimes fourth or fifth because you may have a business. Your business may be third. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on what is going on and what your goals are. One of the things that women have a hard time with is saying no. We are taught as young girls that we have to please other people, and that is a part of being a good girl. And I'm going to tell you now, let go of the good girl need, the need to be the good girl. Let it go because no one wins in the end. You're tired, you're upset, and then you are giving piss poor performance on whatever it is that you're doing because you're trying to be nice. Let that go. It is okay. And the thing about it is, you cannot give from an empty cup. And if you continue to try to give from an empty cup, you'll be burnt out and bitter. And no one wants to be a bitter old woman. We all want to be better. And so being better comes with knowing the boundaries of what I can do and what I can't do, and knowing our capacity for us to be able to stand within our values and our standards. And that comes with having boundaries, saying no. One of the ways that I balance motherhood, being a wife, having an entrepreneurial endeavor is by saying no. Like, I cannot meet with you for coffee for you to pick my brain. No. I cannot do this thing for you right now because I need to do something else for myself. No. And you don't even have to give an explanation, but it's literally just saying no. And no is a full sentence. Use it. Another way that you can also set those boundaries is having social media boundaries and also limitations. So one of the things that I absolutely love to do, I've put a limitation on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all these things so that I can focus on my goals and the things that are outside of my phone or my laptop. And I can complete these goals that I've been wanting to do. So that is something that you can do, is set those limitations and those boundaries of, do I want to engage with this person that is spewing hate on my page, or do I only want to give my time and energy to those who are being loving and kind to me? Right? Do I want to spend my time endlessly scrolling on TikTok, or do I want to go and work out like I said I would? So it's literally looking at your goals, looking at your values, looking at your standards, and creating that boundary of, this is what I need to do. And the answer is no. So those are my 5 self-care routine practices that have kept me grounded throughout these years. I'd love to know if you have incorporated any of these routines into your own self-care routine, or if you plan to. I'd love to know in the comments below. Let me know. Now, if you love this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. You can even share it and help other women find this page. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.